Hey guys, hope you're doing well. In today's video, we've got a 10-month update on my jungle fishbowl aquascape aquarium. This fishbowl aquascape has been progressing really well. You can see there's been a lot of plant growth. The Helanthium greens cover the foreground really nicely now, and the floating plants have done a really good job at helping me prevent any algae issues from occurring. But the bowl just needs a little bit of tidying up and a water change, so let's get started. I'm going to first remove all the floating plants from the bowl just to make the whole maintenance process a bit easier. I'm going to siphon out the water in two stages. 25% of the water will be siphoned out first, and then later on I'll do another 25% siphoning of the water in a bit. The only plant that really needs a trim is the Limnophila. This plant can grow very tall and start to reduce the amount of light that reaches the foreground plants. So I'm going to trim some of the taller stems just so there's a bit more light in the fishbowl. Now it's time to clean the glass of the fishbowl. I haven't cleaned the glass of the fishbowl in about a month. It's not looking too bad right now. The floating plants and the stem plants have done a really good job at reducing any algae. With the glass of the fishbowl now clean, there's some debris and detritus that have been kicked up into the water column. This second siphoning will help to get clearer water as it will get rid of all the debris and particles that are floating in the water column. With most of the maintenance now done, I'm going to start adding fresh clean water back to the fishbowl. Since there isn't a heater in this fishbowl, I want to make sure the water is at least room temperature. Just before I finish filling the bowl up with water, I'm just going to use this shrimp net to remove any plant matter that might float to the surface of the water. Now I'm just going to top the bowl up with water just so it reaches the top of the fishbowl. I'm just going to give everything a quick wipe to get rid of all the excess water. Finally, I'm going to re-add some of the floating plants back to the fishbowl. I only put a handful of the red root floaters back into the fishbowl as these plants grow really quickly. That's all our maintenance now done. In a few hours time the water will get a lot clearer as everything settles down in the water column. I'll be showing you guys some more footage of the bowl when the water's cleared up later on. But overall, for a 10-month setup, this escape's been going really well. I haven't noticed any signs of the aquascape crashing or any major algae outbreaks. Hopefully I can keep the escape going until it reaches the year mark. I find that when the aquascape reaches the year mark, it's fully matured and has reached its peak. Just before I show you guys some more footage of the fishbowl, I just want to show you this little flower growing on my Bucephalandra. It hasn't fully flowered yet, but I think in a few days time it should start to open up a little bit more. In next month's update video, I'll probably try and get some footage of it to show you guys. I've never had a Bucephalandra flower in my aquariums before, so this will be really interesting to see. Now here's the bowl after a few hours once all the water settled down. With the Helanthium green growing so well in the foreground, it started to make a really good jungle effect. I noticed recently there's a lot of baby guppies and shrimp hiding in there, so this plant's giving them a lot of good cover, so hopefully they can live to adulthood. I'm going to leave this plant to grow a little bit wild just to see how it looks. I'm starting to like the really chaotic nature of it. At this point in the aquascape's life cycle, nothing much is really going to change now. The plants have established themselves pretty well now and just growing at a steady rate. Once this scape reaches the year mark, I'm probably going to rescape it again. I'm going to have to think of new ways to rescape this fishbowl in a few months time. If you guys have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to see more.